Hi, Kylie here. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm continuing my reaction to Grit, the making of a naval diver, which is all about the Singapore Combat Divers, which is a special operations unit in the Singapore Navy. Today, I'm reacting to episodes 5 through 8. So far, I feel like I'm watching a more tame version of the Navy SEALs b.u.d.s training. But the jury's still out, so let's see what these next 2 episodes bring. Alright, let's get to it. If you guys get any value from this video, I really appreciate a like and maybe even consider subscribing. Thank you.
A combat diver may carry over 40 kilograms of equipment in an operation and may require swimming against strong currents and unpredictable sea conditions. So in order to be agile and nimble underwater with all that weight, they have to be very fit above it. Into their second week of combat diver training, the men are introduced to a series of physical conditioning and strengthening exercises that will push them beyond the limits of their physical endurance. Second Warren Roach builds on their strength and stamina.
The Navy SEALs do have a blacktop area and also some pull-up bars that they work on. They do PT on like in the morning or whenever. But when it comes to these big smoke sessions, that happens on the beach usually in the soft sand, which sucks.
It's getting harder and harder. Yes or no? Yes, sir! I realize this. It's getting harder. Tomorrow morning, 5:15, 6K time run. And you fail. Believe me, I will put you into the goon squad. Go and find out what's goon squad.
Goon squad? The goon squad?
Yes, sir.
That might be the best name ever.
Let's get over with this week. Enjoy the weekend again. Oh. Yes, sir.
Do they spend their weekends on the post, or are they free to go and do what they want? If you know, please drop that in the comments.
Men retire to their bunks for a quick, well-earned rest. But before that, some area cleaning takes their mind off training.
If people are not in the military and you want to know what are some typical things that soldiers or sailors will do on a daily basis, cleaning is a big thing that we all do.
When PT is involved, it's very strenuous. Yeah, and I think the training is very good because he makes sure we do it properly and he pushes us beyond our limits, especially the last set. So yeah, that's definitely not something I thought I would do by myself if I were to train on my own.
Today we're doing our first breath holding activities, so it's a combination of drown proofing training and underwater knot tying. So I've been in the underwater knot tying group where we learn 3 basic knots, the bowline, clove hitch and reef knot, and we have to execute that underwater, including a 10-meter breath hold activity.
Building water confidence is part and parcel of naval diver training. The ability to tie a knot with a single breath hold under 5 meters of water is no easy task. In fact, it's one of the most challenging tests a naval diver training has to pass to move on to the next level. After a quick lesson on knot tying, the men jump in for a trial test. It takes more than lung power to stay underwater for a prolonged period, let alone tie a knot or 2.
The breath holding's new, so it can be quite challenging and you start to run out of air, and when you make mistakes you start to panic. But it's also good training to teach yourself to calm down and be cool underwater.
The key thing is to be calm.
Another group practices swimming with their hands bound behind their backs, dolphin style. This is to gear them up for drown proofing. It's a training that takes a diver's water confidence to a whole new level.
That's intense.
Keep your head facing down. If you're going to look up, you're going to cross your feet.
I think we'll be swimming more for the drum proving and knot tying. Yeah. So at night we are just holding our breath to practice our breath holding. so that we can last longer in the pool.
Under the watchful eye of Warren Raj and his team, the men learned quickly.
It was actually quite scary because for once I actually felt really uncomfortable underwater, but in the end I just decided to just try my best. But there was a part during the drown proofing session where the instructor had to pull me up. Yeah, so I'm very grateful that they were like keeping a very close eye on me.
But this is just an introduction. As they become more confident, they will move to the next level. And some hammering is also thrown in for good measure, to remind the trainees a high level of discipline is expected.
Hammering being a good smoke session, I think. Yes.
Especially in a unit known for its high state of operational readiness and capability.
Here, like you own the place, you own the place there. 5-0, start now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go down, you touch the feet, then you... The moment they came to us, they knew what to expect. Life is going to be even tougher. The 20 weeks is going to be really tough for them, but they've already tuned themselves into that. There's a lot of difference. I can see them growing up.
It's been 3 weeks since they started training at the Naval Diving Unit's combat diver course in Sembawang camp. The training has been hard, but the men are coping well and in high spirits.
It's been quite tough. We've been waking up very early this week. We're waking up at 4 a.m. every day. Even the tired moments, that's when you realize you need to rely on your batch boys to keep your spirits up and to keep going.
You still can keep up as long as you do your best. Don't give up on yourself.
Today they're gearing up for one of the most challenging vetoes that will not only test their physical strength, but their ability to cope with stress underwater.
Gotta love those speedos.
Remember, today is an actual test. So you fail the first time, you're given a second trial. You graduate, I want to be a little level. One, play the push. Okay?
This test will bring the trainees' water confidence to a whole new level. With their feet and hands bound, the men are required to perform a series of tasks underwater. This is drown-proofing, the key to survive drowning.
So first they tie your hands and your feet, and it's quite tight. But sometimes the rope slips out, so you have to be very careful. Then you have to swim 50 meters with your hands and legs bound. Do 10 flotations, 10 bobbing. Then you go down, do a front somersault, come up, do a reverse somersault. Then you have to go pick up a mask with your teeth and surface without dropping the mask.
For diver trainee Sean Yip, fear is affecting his water confidence, and to pass the veto, he needs to overcome this fear fast.
I can't do the somersault, especially a back somersault properly, because whenever I do a back somersault, the water will enter my nose and I will panic. All I can think of now is just do it. Don't care whether you can't do it or not, just do it later.
Safety divers.
As the safety divers get into the deepest end of the pool, the men are ready.
It's all here. The job moving is only water confidence. It's not whether how good is your swimming or how good is your somersault or your breath hold.
He is completely right. This is all about confidence. You can be the world's best Olympic swimmer and still not be able to pass all these things. But this is about overcoming your fear and being able to remain calm. So this is not a skills test. This is more of a confidence test.
Most of them take to water like fish and ace the test.
It's more of like being really confident in the water. Whatever happens, you just hold your breath and then like just staying calm.
The more tense you are, the less efficient you are, so you use more energy. The more tired you get, the more difficult it gets. So it's just a very vicious cycle.
It's now Sean's turn.
I've been training the drum proofing for quite a few lessons already, so I think I can overcome it this time. So don't think about all the negative stuff now. Just think about being able to complete it and just do it.
The disappointment of failure hits him hard, but Sean's determined. This time, there's no second chance.
I kept panicking when I was doing a somersault. I kept floating up. Then I was supposed to touch the ground again. So I kept panicking. And in the end, I had no confidence to do the other somersault. I'll try again now.
While Sean prepares for his second attempt, the rest go through a series of physical strengthening and conditioning exercises, swimming lap after lap. For a diver, speed and agility on water and beneath it requires strength and endurance. And diving instructor Pua knows how to push the man hard.
Take out your face. Stand by. Let go.
I wonder if they teach them the combat stroke, the one that the Navy SEALs use. Probably. If you know, please drop it in the comments. What are those socks they're wearing on their feet? Flutter kicks with fins. That is not fun. Oh, that sucks.
Okay, very strong. My thigh aching.
Hey, they had good
Sean
attitudes.
is focused. With a quick pointer from his instructor, Sean plunges into the deep.
It's do or die time.
The series of tasks run through his mind. This time, he's confident. Sean makes the cut.
The second one, shag. But finally managed to do it. I didn't dare to do a back somersault till the end. So I wasted quite a lot of time. But finally managed to do it. Finally.
He seems so happy.
It's a dreary cold morning at the Naval Diving Unit at Sembawang. Into their 6th week of combat diver training, the men listen to a safety brief for their next challenge.
Today's our final 2K sea swim practice before our test. So it's our first time swimming 2K in the open water. We have to swim all the way to the yellow buoy on the other jetty and swim back within 58 minutes.
That's far.
The current was quite strong today, so it should push us quite nicely on the way there, but coming back when we're already tired could be a bit more of a challenge.
The diver trainees are apprehensive. 2 kilometers in the open sea is no easy task.
Your body shouldn't be anything away from you more than a meter. It's a safety violation. If you're slower, kick ass. If you're faster, don't stop, just
It's
going.
important to have
Your body
buddies.
should be chasing after you.
Ooh, that's a nice knife.
2K is not easy as well because like the previous one was just 1K. The other time when we did it, some of us had difficulty already. Like we started having cramps in between, so we will sure need to put in way more effort just to sustain this whole swim.
A few get the safety boats ready while the first group prepare to dive in. On their mission, they need to complete the swim in under 58 minutes. The safety boats take their positions.
Can they manually inflate those life preservers by blowing them? Because they're deflated right now.
In your pack. Get myself clear. Sir. Any question for me? No, sir.
They're wearing
The
swim
weather
caps.
starts to clear a little, a comforting respite for these men.
That's interesting.
Donning their swim goggles, they take the plunge in pairs.
Well, if anything, the swim caps make it easy for the safety boats to see them, being bright and stuff.
You do not swim away from your body more than 1 meter. Understand? Yes, sir. Come on. Yes, sir. Execute.
As the weather improves, there's better clarity, and the men start to speed up the swim.
The water shouldn't be too cold. I went to Singapore, Sentosa Island.
The currents slow them down, but their determination to pass the test powers them ahead.
And I got to swim at the beach there, and the water
yellow
was
buoy
nice.
marks the end of the first kilometer.
It was not too cold or anything, and that was in September, I think.
The sea gets rougher, and the current is against them.
Yeah, that would suck having to swim against the tide.
Fatigue starts to set in, and some start drifting apart from the 1 meter safety distance from each other.
Come closer, stop abandoning your body, man. Let's go. Last 400 meters only. Almost there.
The challenging part is coming back. You're feeling very exhausted already, and then when you want to reach back, you just have to push yourself all the way. And then if your body is tired, you just have to push him also. But if both of them are tired, then there's no way you can push each other. So it's just all in the mind.
Mind over matter.
Definitely more tiring.
And the waves and the water is actually cold and warm at the same time. Some parts cold, sometimes warm, and then the waves. So it's a totally new experience for us. I just followed him all the way. We motivate each other. Like during the swim, if he off course, he would tell me, "Peter, come closer." I'll swim as close as possible to him.
Yeah, it's just a lot of yelling at each other.
Diver trainees Rohan and Peter arrive in good time, with minutes to spare, completing the 2 kilometer swim well under the passing mark. They're strong swimmers, but they have one more hurdle to overcome. The only way up is through these ropes.
When it comes to climbing ropes, it's not about upper body strength, it's about having a good technique and using your feet. That's how you do it.
While these two make it up without a hitch, the others struggle through the climb.
See how he's using his feet?
It's more of a technique than sheer arm power, and they need to master this to keep within the timing and pass the test.
They're already exhausted from the swim also. Ah, rope burn. Ow.
Come on, hold it up, hold it up, hold it up. Yes. Okay, lock it. Come on. All right. Okay, outstanding. See, you can do it. Right now.
failed by maybe 1 minute or so. So yep, but at least now we know where we are now. So at least next time we need to put a bit more effort to make the timing.
7 weeks into their training and with Hell Week just a few days away, the diver trainees have one last test to pass. Though the men are fitter and stronger, this challenge will push them beyond their mental and physical strength.
BMT, where we do the SOC on land, where we go through obstacles too, but these obstacles involve the water, so
much more tougher.
Yeah, it's tougher. Anyone who isn't so good in the water, they might find a little bit of difficulty here.
A little bit of difficulty is an understatement. The sea circuit may be a short course, but it's also one of the toughest. The diver trainees are required to turtle back or backstroke swim, climb a rope, walk a balancing beam, climb the jump tower, jump off the 5-meter tower, backstroke swim and run for a total distance of 750 meters. The objective is to complete 3 rounds of this circuit within 18 minutes.
3, 2, 1, and go.
I think that's a little less than a half mile, I think.
The trainees get off to a fast start.
Last pull, go.
It's going to come down to the rope. If they're struggling pulling themselves up from the rope, that's what's going to kill a lot of these guys for time. Yeah, the key thing is making the transitions quickly also.
The last round is the toughest, and for most, the rope climb is the most challenging part of the circuit. Every second counts. Fighting fatigue and exhaustion, they push themselves to slice off precious seconds. Seconds that draw a fine line between victory and failure.
Hurry up, just one more. Go, all the way up. All the way up.
Again, no.
Ow.
Come on, Raphael. Almost there already.
Private MGR urges his batchmate Raphael not to give up, so that he can make the timing and pass the challenge, and move on to the next stage of training together.
All the way, some more. Spin and release. All the way up, all the way up.
Yes, good
don't
job.
Don't give up. Come on, Raphael. Just one more only.
You see your batch boys, like with you for 9 months already, and now going through CDC, and if they just leave like that, it's quite hard if they just leave. Yeah.
Go a bit more higher. Go higher. Aim higher. Good job. No.
So we just have to encourage them, push them forward, and then pass out together. Yeah.
Raphael makes a desperate attempt with everything he's got,
Don't think of the pain.
but fails. He doesn't make the cut.
It's sad making friends and bonding with all these guys for months or weeks on end, and then your buddy fails at something like that. It can be very disheartening. So I wonder what the attrition rate is on this course. Like, how many people have started the course, and at this point in training, how many people are left? And at the end, I would love to see the numbers on how many people actually pass this course. I feel sorry for that guy.
While some retire at the ropes, others find the tide and currents challenging.
If we are actually feeling that the current is pushing offshore, we have to swim towards the jetty this side, because the shore that we have to land is over here. So if we're going to swim with the current, we'll end up to the other jetty. Yeah. in no time it's actually really quite fast. So you have to swim against it. And the tower jump is scary.
I think that would be fun actually.
Close your leg!
Yes, to close your
The
legs.
feat is almost effortless for diver trainee Desmond Chua, until he flouts a safety rule that lands him in trouble.
Basically, it's a safety violation for me to actually hold on to his rope. I thought he was pulling me back, so I tried to just hold on, which was wrong.
Instructor tell you, should we go in, correct or not?
Yes, instructor.
Then why you pull my safety line?
No, I felt.
Why do you pull? You tell the safety instructor say you are ready to go.
Yes, instructor.
But when you go in, why you pull the safety line in the first place? That's my question. Why do you pull?
I thought you haven't tapped me yet.
You haven't. You already say already. I said go already. Then why still pull? You know this is a safety violation?
Yes, instructor.
Not entangle to yourself is my danger also. Carry on 50.
No matter what happens, if I was off the platform already, I shouldn't try to come back. I should just do anything and just get off freely, and not putting him in also. Yeah, that's actually quite dangerous.
Most make it. For others, they have one last try.
So we have to really do our best, push ourselves every time we train. So we are well prepared. We know that we can pass.
I did it in 22.22. It's a nice number, but I failed. So yeah, RPPT is under 10 minutes, but it's not yet diver's goal. So yeah, it's a bad thing. Like I won't qualify for LE, so I'm looking to push myself more.
While the morning draws to a close, the men are just days away from probably the toughest training in the combat diver course. The last 7 weeks or so are nothing compared to what they will be going through over the next 5 days. Amid the smiles and relaxed atmosphere, the men do some area cleaning and prepare to spend the weekend with their loved ones.
Area beautification.
Their spirits are high, for now. The next time they enter the gates of the Naval Diving Unit, the men will be facing their biggest test, a test that will make or break them.
So here's my obligatory statement about fair use for the music. I think the music was great and it fit all the episodes perfectly. Good song choice. Anyway, I do feel sorry for these guys who fail and they don't make it, especially on something such as a rope climb. I cannot wait until the Hell Week to start, which should be the very next episode. If those next few episodes are filmed, they'll be right here. If not, there'll be another good video for you to watch. Thanks for watching.